Okay, we're going to continue on in the Apocrypha. I was just looking at the almanac for this year, and in February, for the root crops, it's going to be time to plant red Pontiac potatoes. And over here, right not too far from where I live at, there's a place called Hastings, Florida, where they grow a lot of potatoes here in North Florida. It's real black muck dirt. It's real wet, rich dirt. And they grow a lot of potatoes over there. They have to bed everything up so the potatoes don't rot because it gets awful wet over there around Hastings. And so the 26th through the 29th of February, so get your seed potatoes. You need to get you some of those red Pontiac potatoes if you live anywhere around North Florida. Now, the Idaho potatoes way up north in Idaho, they're going to have to wait a couple months before they plant those. But here in North Florida, it's the time to plant your red Pontiac potatoes. Makes really good mashed potatoes, fries, whatever you want to make out of them. They're great little red. They don't get as big as the Idaho potatoes, but they have a really good flavor, and they go good with string beans, and they also go good when you make a beef stew. You can just cut them in half and leave the red skin on them, and the red skin is real thin. It's a real thin red skin, so you can eat the red skin and the whole potato. Now we're going to continue on in the Apocrypha. The Apocrypha, the book of Tobit. This is the Apocrypha, chapter 2, verse 6. Command me to be released from this distress and to take into my everlasting place of abode. Do not turn your face away from me. On that very day it happened to Sarah, the daughter of Raguel, in Eshbatanaia, in Media, that she too was reproached by her father's maids, because she had been married to 7 husbands, and the wicked demon Asmodeus had killed them before they had been with her in a customary with wives. And they said to her, do you not know that you strangled your husbands? You already have had 7, and you have not borne the name of one of them yet. Why do you torment us? If they are dead, go after them. May we never see son or daughter of yours. When she heard these things, she was deeply hurt and wished to hang herself. But she said, I am my father's only child. If I do this, it will disgrace him, and I will bring his old age down to the grave in sorrow. And she prayed by her window and said, Blessed are you, O Lord God. Blessed be to your holy and honored name forever. May all your works bless you forever. And now, Lord, I turn my face and my eyes to you, and command me to be released from the earth and to hear reproach no more. You know, Lord, that I am innocent of any sin with any man. I have never defiled my name or the name of my father in the land of my captivity. I am my father's only child. He has no other child to be his heir. He has no brother near him or nephew whom I should keep myself to marry. I have already lost 7 husbands. Why must I live any longer? And if it is not your pleasure to kill me, command that some regard be had for me, and some pity be shown me, and that I no more may have to listen to reproach. And the prayer of both of them was heard in the presence of the glory of the great Raphael, and he was sent to cure them both. For Tobit, now Raphael was one of the archangels, like Uriah brought the revelation to Ezra the priest in 2 Tobit. Archangels don't have any opportunity to do anything but what God tells them to do. Now, Satan had the opportunity to make a free will choice. He's like a flesh man and flesh woman. You're born innocent in a water sack. You either love God or follow Satan. And that's the only two choices you get while you're here on earth. Either love God or follow Satan to the lake of fire. Now, Raphael, he was sent to cure them both. For Tobit, to remove the white films, and to give Sarah, the daughter of Raguel, to Tobit's son Tobias, as his wife, and to bind Asmodeus, the wicked demon, because Tobias was entitled to possess her. So at the same time, Tobit went into his house, and Sarah, the daughter of Raguel, came down from her upstairs room. On that day, Tobit remembered the money that he had deposited with Gabriel in Ragai in Media. And he said to himself, I have asked for death. Why should I not call my son Tobias to explain to him before I die? So he called him and said, My boy, when I die, bury me and do not neglect your mother. Provide for her as long as you live. Do what is pleasing to her and do not grieving her in anything. Remember, my boy, that she faced many dangers for you before your birth. And when she dies, bury her beside me in one grave. All your life, my boy, remember the Lord, our God. Do not consent to sin and transgress his commands. Act uprightly all your life and do not walk in the ways of wrongdoing. For if you do right, prosperity will attend your undertakings. To all that act uprightly, give charity from your property, and do not let your eye begrudge what you give to charity. Do not turn your face away from any poor man, and God's face will not be turned away from you. Give to charity in proportion to what you have. If you have little, do not be afraid to give up sparingly to charity, for then you will lay up a good treasure for yourself against a day of adversity. For charity will save you from death and keep you from going down into darkness. Now, if we read Revelation 19, it tells us all our righteous acts determines the fine white linen clothes that you're going to be wearing up in heaven. So if you don't want to be naked as a jaybird walking around up in heaven, you need to have plenty of righteous acts, and that determines the amount of fine white linen clothes that you get to wear once you make it into heaven. Charity is a good offering in the sight of the Most High for all who give it. My boy, beware of any immorality. First, take a wife who is of the stock of your forefathers. Do not marry an alien who does not belong to your father's tribe, for we are the sons of the prophets. Remember, my boy, that Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, our forefathers of old, all married wives from among their kindred, and were blessed in their children, and their posterity will possess the land. Now, my boy, love your kindred, and do not disdain your brothers and the sons and daughters of your people, and refuse to marry one of them. For such disdains leads to ruin and a great distress, and worthlessness brings loss and great want. For worthlessness is the mother of famine. The wages of any man who works for you, you must not retain overnight, but you must pay him immediately. If you serve God, you will be rewarded. Take care, my boy, in all that you do, and be well disciplined in all your conduct. Do not do to anyone else what you hate. Do not drink wine to the point of intoxication. Drunkenness must not go with you on your way. Give some of your bread to the hungry, and of your clothes to the naked. Give all your surplus to charity, and do not let your eye begrudge what you give to charity. Scatter your bread on the graves of the upright,